Alrighty. How's everyone doing today? For everybody's having a great day, do a thumbs up. For everyone's doing a terrible day, do a thumbs down. Just want to see if how people's days are going. With that being said, we're gonna have to talk about this crazy lawsuit. It's a crazy lawsuit, and if it turns out to be true, this person needs to be canceled. I personally kind of cancel this person. Every time I hear her on the radio, I tend to turn her off. I'm at an age where I don't want to separate art from the artist because I know supporting the art, I'm supporting the artist. Certain things that she said I don't agree with, which is fine. I mean, it's her prerogatives as long as it's speech. But this isn't just speech. Now I read this article from page 6. This was published August 1st, 2023 at 1:22 p.m. by Francesca Bacardi. Yeah, I mean, this is true. It's not a very good light for this person. But of course, this person's going to get a pass because they're a person of color and overweight. But we'll see. The truth really does hurt. Actually, Lizzo forced dancers to eat bananas from sex workers' vaginas during an Amsterdam trip. Bombshell lawsuit. I mean, she's not a very good person, not a role model to live up to. Three of Lizzo's former dancers are suing Good as Hell performer, as well as Big Touring, and Shirley Quigley for allegedly subjecting them to endure weight shaming, sexual degrading behavior, and pressuring them to participate in disturbing sex shows. I always say that if it's sexual, it's gotta be consensual. As long as it's between adults. Plaintiff Arena Davis and Crystal Williams claim in the lawsuit filed Tuesday and obtained by page 6 that they were eventually fired while the third plaintiff, Noel Rodriguez, resigned over Lizzo's stunning behavior. You know, they get a little bit of fame and they think they're goddesses and gods. We idolize these people. It gets to their head and they act accordingly. You give a homeless person that knows how to play a recorder some bread, goes to their head. While the concert trip with Germany award-winning artist Amsterdam in February 2023, plaintiff claims Lizzo invited them for a night out on the town, which ended in the city's red light district. Area is known for sex theaters, sex shops, and clubs and bars where nudity is on full display. Don't really care about these pictures. Not my cup of tea. Let's hear. The lawsuit states that quickly got out of hand when Lizzo began inviting cast members to take turns touching nude performers, catching dildos launched from a performer's vagina, and eating bananas protruding from the performer's vaginas. I mean, I'm not going to kink shame, but forcing other people to participate in your kink is worth a kink being shamed. Especially when it's against, since they don't want to do it. The suit also claims Lizzo allegedly pressured and goaded Davis into touching one news performer's breast. The plaintiff claims just a month later, Lizzo, 35, deceived them once again to attend a nude show, thereby robbing them the choice to not participate, the document stated, or states. Davis also claims that the lawsuit One point that she had no choice but to soil herself on stage during a excruciating re-auditioning featuring a repercussion of excusing herself to go to the restroom. Eventually, Lizzo allegedly fired Davis on the spot after learning Davis had recorded one of their meetings, even though it was in order to have a copy of the notes that the artist provided. Rodriguez resigned shortly thereafter in solidarity with Davis and the disrespect Lizzo allegedly showed her. Lawsuit claims that she feared that Lizzo intended to hit her and would have done so if one of the other dancers had not intervened. That's just not healthy. I'm sorry, this picture is not healthy. I mean, I'm not a skinny model myself. I got a few extra pounds. But that's just not healthy. Plaintiffs are suing in general and special damages as well as punitive damages and attorney fees. The stunning nature of how Lizzo and her management team treated their performers seemed to go against everything Lizzo stands for the public see. While privately she weight shames her dancers and demands them that in a way that they are absolutely demoralizing. Plaintiff attorney Ron Zambano said in a statement, reps for Lizzo did not immediately return to Page Six request for comment. Page Six also reached out to the other dancers for further comments. Filed under body shaming, celebrity lawsuits, dance harassment, Lizzo workplace violence. August 1st, 23. Salma Hayek shows off another bus. No, I don't really care. I don't care about these celebrities. Lizzo's always given me the vibe about her body positivity and be kind was just an act. Plus, the way she reacts to any sort of criticisms is very telling. But she's finally being called out. She's been allowed to hide behind her weight and her race for far too long. Let's see here, a lot of people can hide behind their weight. That's a great risk of her falling back in your smithereens. I mean, that's not a very nice comment, but it's hilarious. She can hide behind the planet Jupiter. She body shames them for when she was heavier than they are. What a joke she is. Maybe she body shamed them for not being fat enough. Maybe that's why she made them eat a banana. It's here. Whatever happened to the innocent until proven guilty. I've been on the receiving end of lying, disgruntled employees. Don't believe everything you read. Did they go all the way to filing lawsuits? I mean, it's a valid point. These are just allegations. These are just lawsuits. And lawsuits are allegations until they're proven in a court of law, which is going to be a civil lawsuit, which, my understanding, the standard is very relaxed. Look at O.J. Simpson. Far better to be skinny. Let's see here. What are the same actions taken by male performers or POC or not? He would have already been ostracized and had his contracts canceled, be tarred and feathered in the press. Lizzo should get the same treatment, assuming that the allegations are true. That's a lot to tar too. Enough to roof 4 homes. A lot of birds and will be sacrificed for their feathers. Give me, just in case, Lizzo in Jello mode and float across the Atlantic. Not surprising, shocking, or unexpected from the sculpture train wreck. Tons of fun. Other side attempts to cancel people for writing a song about proper civilized culture issues in a small town. You choose what you want to align yourself with. I choose small towns. I think that was a hoax. I think Try That in a Small Town was a hoax. I didn't know this person until this fake outrage came. I mean, it's a risk to country music television, but they're probably already on the decline. They probably thought it might work in their favor. They still might. They may actually own the contract to the performer. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I moved to one better life than the big city I moved from. I mean, yeah, big cities have opportunities, but the quality of life in a city is not going to be there. I mean, I live in Austin. It's not necessarily a large city. It's becoming a large city. There's concrete everywhere. There's pavement everywhere. I remember leaving. This is how long I lived in Austin. Because you got Austin, you got Round Rock, Georgetown. I used to be able to see a forest between those those three towns. Same thing going south. Like San Marcos, there used to be forests. I don't know if it's still forest or not, but it's mostly just concrete and asphalt. Let's see here. And this thing, the mainstream press and others push to your kids and others, they promoted this woman for years, and how many would report this lawsuit? Probably not. Probably not enough. Lizzo's a role model for what? Was she a liberal Democrat? So with extra large POC equivalent of Hunter? Democrats probably worship her. She's a fat liberal. Excuse me. She's not fat. She's beautiful just the way she is. Everybody's beautiful. I should report her for indecency wearing those awful outfits. Speaking of awful outfits, remember she went to a basketball game with a cheap dress with her buttocks cut out of the dress. That's inappropriate. I don't care who you are. There's got to be some type of dress code enforcement because that's just nasty. Getting your butt sweat, your butt juices and sweat mixing together and putting it on the seat. That's just nasty. When I talk about awful outfits, that's the one that did it for me. Of course, my boss asked me to do something or even ordered me to do it, but if I'm just not willing to do it for whatever reason, then guess what? I ain't doing it. I might get fired, but so what? Now, if he or she puts a gun to my head, well, I just might have a reason to reassess my decision. Let's see, a lot of touring companies hold your passport for ease of entry and exit from a country by using a single person to fill out all the documents. Also, being fired means that you're on your own in a foreign country, often without adequate funds to return homes. Not legal in most countries, but how many performers know the touring company is responsible for getting all the employees they brought into the country back into their home country? But how many performers know it's felt pressure is the same way as forced education? It's a valid point. Dicks aren't parade, weebles wobbies, but they won't fall down. Sadly, they do. The assistance of the crane, forklift, or winch may be required to operate. I don't know. Let's see, I support this lawsuit. I hope that people won't work with Lizzo anymore. Let's see, not surprisingly shocking or unexpected from the culture train wreck. Oh, I read that one. Or maybe I didn't. Let's see, tons of funds. The other side attempts to cancel. Yeah, I already read that one. I mean, if you want to like Lizzo, go ahead and like Lizzo. Don't idolize her. Enjoy the music, because don't get me wrong, I think she is very talented. I think she can play like a recorder like nobody's business. Her songs do pop when I did listen to her. But just don't idolize her. Don't worship her. Don't treat her like a role model because she's not. She's just a performer that's made millions and she's living off of the millions that she's gathered because of her talent. And clearly, she doesn't treat staff respectfully. So that's not a role model. A role model would be more like Taylor Swift. Like her, hate her, don't care. But at least she respects the staff that she goes for. To my knowledge, I mean, there could be a scandal coming next week where she talks badly towards the staff, but I get the impression that she cares about everyone. That's more of a role model to look up to. Caring for other people, politics aside. That's all I'm going to end it on. It just don't idol worship these people. They're not worth your time. There's better things to focus on, like yourself. And if you're the size of Lizzo, maybe you might want to lose some weight. Focus inward. Fix yourself before idolizing others, because they're not the solution. That being said, that is my video for today, and have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.